Hello everyone, welcome to the most important and most exciting session of UGC NET and JRF preparation as a part of Navigating the Legal Landscape series. Today, I welcome all of you on the Saturday evening on behalf of Indian Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies and as well as Sangeeta ma'am. I would not be wrong if I say that it is our extreme privilege to have Sangeeta ma'am here today with us to speak about her journey of UGC. And also, I think this is a crucial time. I'm sure all of us here are preparing for the exams. So let us hear from the OG Sangeeta ma'am. Before that, let me introduce you to her. She is a distinguished educator and academic professional with a rich background in accounting and taxation. Her remarkable journey through the world of academia and her unwavering commitment to imparting knowledge have made her a prominent figure in the field of education. Sangeeta ma'am holds a solid educational foundation with qualifications that speak to her dedication to continuous learning and excellence. She is a proud graduate holding a bachelor in commerce as well as master's in commerce degree. Her passion for knowledge did not stop there as she achieved success in UGC NET twice. In addition, she earned the prestigious JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship, and capped her educational journey with an MBA. At present, Sangeeta ma'am serves as a HOD and assistant professor in the Department of Business and Administration, Sita Devi Ratanand, Nadar Adarsh College in Bengaluru. Her role involves here shaping the minds of next generation of business professionals, equipping them with the knowledge and skills that they need to thrive in the corporate world. Now, let me tell you something that excite all of you. That is, Sangeeta ma'am's academic journey has been nothing less than an exceptional journey. She holds 4th rank in BCom 2019 batch, university level, demonstrating her commitment to academic excellence, and the university is Bangalore University. Followed by, she has qualified NEET with 98.82 percentile in the year 2022, followed by NET JRF with 99.7878 percentile in March 2023. Her diverse range of subjects demonstrates her comprehensive understanding of business, administration, and her commitment to providing a holistic education to her students. Today, we are here with her to understand about the examination, the pattern, and the method of study that we have to follow, and all other related things. So it is up to you, ma'am. I would like to hand over the session to you. And if you have any questions that you want to ask with her, you can post in the comment section, or at the end of this session, we can have a Q&A wherein you can ask your questions to ma'am, and she will answer the questions.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am.
It's my pleasure.
Definitely at the end, we will have a Q&A session. A very good evening to all the participants. So are you all ready to dive into the NET JRF preparation workshop? Just type yes in the comments. Okay. Okay then. I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Okay, as already ma'am has introduced, let us directly go to the contents, what and all we are going to cover today. So today we are going to cover all these things. I'll give you an introduction. What is NET exam? Who conducts NET or NET exam? What is the difference between NET and JRF? What will be the question paper pattern? What is the syllabus of paper 1? We have paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is common for all the subjects, and We have paper 2, which is discipline specific. It can be commerce, management, history, anything. And what is the cutoff marks? What are the general doubts like timings? How will be the mode of examination? Is there negative marking or not? What is the marking scheme? What is the criteria for declaration of results? Whether the score will be in percentage or percentile, and what's the difference between the both? And what are the key strategies through which you can crack UGC NET JRF in the first attempt? And what are the strategies I used? And I'll also give you a bonus tip through which you can easily work hard and crack your dream, fulfill your dream of getting NET JRF. And finally, we'll have a question and answer session. So, my dear participants, kindly have patience and until I cover all these topics, and then at last we are open for the Q&A session. Okay, before I start, you'll be wondering what I have put over here. Usually when you do something, anything you want to do different, you tell anyone that I want to crack UGC NET exam, I want to study. There are many people who tell, no, it's very difficult. Someone has tried 10 times, they cannot clear it. Even I also, when I just started that I want to write UGC NET exam, I also got so many comments that no, already someone has tried 10 times, they couldn't clear. So I have a story, a short story. I'll just tell you that. So once, there was a king in the kingdom, and he was very prestigious. He used to receive various gifts from his neighboring kingdom. So one day he received one big stone as a gift. So it was a very beautiful and luxurious stone. So now the king was very happy and he wanted to carve a beautiful idol out of it, idol of any god. So he called the merchants and he asked them that you have to make a very beautiful idol out of this stone. So the artist started. The artist tried. He tried one time. The rock didn't even shake a bit. Tried 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. So he hit with the hammer, but still it did not even break a little. And finally, after striking on 20 times, this artist gave up. He told that no, it is impossible to make an idol out of this. But then the king was, he wanted to make an idol out of it. So he went to another artist. And there, when he went to that another artist, when he just struck one time, just once when he struck, it broke and he made a very beautiful idol out of it. And he received a lot of gold coins from the king, and the king was very happy. So what do we learn from this story? Can anyone tell? You can unmute and speak. What did you get? What message did you get from this story? Let's have an interactive session. Anyone? Participants?
Hello, ma'am. Sangeeta, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. The moral of the story is making an attempt and effort is more important than the actual outcome. Is what my
Yes. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. As Sir told, it's, what, sometimes you feel that it's done, I'm going to leave this. So maybe the time when you're thinking to quit, the time when you're deciding to give up, maybe the next moment is the thing where you're going to achieve your dreams. So never give up. Keep trying. Okay. Now, before we move forward, I request you to kindly post in the chat box whether you're a student or a faculty or any other. And if you are aware, what is your paper 2 in UGC NET JRF exam? Just post 2 things. Are you a student or a faculty? And second one, what is your paper 2? If you are aware. Otherwise, just post, are you a student or a faculty? Okay, let me see the chat box. Okay, yes, student, commerce. Okay. Sachin Rathod also is a student. Fine. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, thank you so much. Harshita Sachin Rathod will continue. Okay. Okay. What is NET exam? Basically, NET exam is given by those students who wish to become lecturers or assistant professors. So this is one category. Another one is same thing, who want to become assistant professors and in colleges and universities and who want to pursue a PhD too. In the next slide, you'll get more clarity about this. So, students who clear this exam, they fall in either of the two. Either you'll clear only NET. Actually, it is the same exam. NET and JRF are not two different exams. It is the same exam. The only difference is that NET, NET, National Eligibility Test, will have a lower cutoff, and JRF, Junior Research Fellowship, will have a higher cutoff than NET. So if you have cleared JRF, it means by default you have cleared even NET. So now, what is NET exam? UGC NET is a test to determine the eligibility of Indian nationals for assistant professor and junior research fellowship and assistant professors in Indian universities and colleges. So if you all dream to become assistant professors in colleges and universities, you want to teach for UG and PG students or even higher, then you have to clear this NET exam. NET exam is the basic requirement. If you are very passionate in teaching, you want to get into teaching and you want to teach in UG and PG, become assistant professors and want to pursue your PhD by getting a fellowship, JRF, then NET exam is the first step that you have to clear. I have just put the official website of UGC NET. Okay, now let us see who conducts this UGC NET exam. The Ministry of Human Resource Development, which is now known as Ministry of Education, the Government of India, had established NTA, National Testing Agency, as an independent, autonomous and self-sustained premier testing organization under the Societies Registration Act of 1860 for conducting efficient, transparent and international standard tests to assess the competency of candidates for admission into premier higher educational institutions. So the NTA is entrusted by UGC with the task of conducting this UGC NET JRF examination. What is UGC? University Grants Commission, which is the highest body in India who grants the universities, who affiliates the universities, UGC. So this responsibility of conducting the exam is given to one agency, that is NTA. That is National Testing Agency. So this exam is called UGC NET JRF exam. NTA is the only agency who holds the responsibility to conduct the exam throughout India at different centers. Okay. Now, as I told you, many of you confuse whether NET is different, JRF is different, the NET is only one different exam, JRF is only a different exam. Let me make it very clear. These both are not two different exams. They are just the same exam. Just the cutoff, as I told you, the percentage or cutoff will be little higher for JRF as compared to NET. In the next slides, I'll show you also one example of the cutoff. So if you clear NET or NET, you are eligible only for assistant professor in colleges. So you can become assistant professor in and you can start teaching. But if you clear both UGC NET and JRF, then what's the difference is JRF is nothing but Junior Research Fellowship. It is a fellowship which you will receive for 5 years. If you pursue PhD, it will act as a financial aid for you when you do your PhD, and you will receive your JRF only if you do PhD through full time. Okay, so this is the difference. They are not the two different exams. They are just the same exam. And while filling the form, no, there will be two options. You are applying for assistant professor, and one more option will be there, applying for assistant professor and JRF both. So which to choose? There will be two options. Has anyone tried filling the application form? Dear participants, have any one of you tried filling the form and did you encounter this question where they ask you, you want to apply for assistant professor or apply for assistant professor and JRF both? Yes, anyone?
People are responding in chat, ma'am.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay. Yes, so I can see that. Okay, no. Oh, Harshita has told that yes. Okay. I'll just tell you, when you fill the form, you'll get two options. In that, it is always better that you select for both. Always apply for both. Who knows that maybe you may clear both also. So always apply for assistant professor and JRF both. Okay, so this is just one example I have put over here. This is not the actual cutoff. This is just an example. If the net cutoff is 55%, then JRF will be little higher. It will be 60%. And just assume if you have got 57%, and it's okay. You, as I told you, you apply for both. While applying, you apply for net and JRF in the application form. So now, as you can see, JRF cutoff is 60. You have got only 57. So you will clear only net. You will not be eligible for JRF. I hope it's clear. On the other hand, if your percentage was 61%, then you might have qualified both net and JRF. Okay, now from that time, I'm telling JRF, what is the fellowship? So, JRF is nothing but Junior Research Fellowship given by the Government of India for those who want to pursue PhD. See, PhD is all about research. In any country, research is very important for the growth. So government always support those people who want to do research, who want to find a solution for a problem or find any innovative method of any existing problem. So these are the amounts which I have put over here. JRF is nothing but Junior Research Fellowship. SRF is Senior Research Fellowship. So we are very lucky that the amounts have increased. All these are per month. Like if you clear JRF along with NET and you enroll for a PhD, you'll receive this amount only when you enroll for a PhD, that too full-time PhD itself. Then monthly you will be getting like a stipend. Before it was less, now it has increased up to 37,000 per month plus HRA also. HRA is nothing but house rent allowance. It depends upon wherever city you are residing in. So for 2 years, you will get the same amount, 37,000 per month plus HRA. Then later, there are so many procedures where you have to apply and convert. After 2 years, you will become SRF. You will become Senior Research Fellowship. Your JRF will convert into SRF and the amount will increase further to 42,000. This is with effect from 17th October itself. So it will increase to 42,000 plus the HRA, whatever is in your area or in your locality. So these are the benefits which you are going to get, and full time you can concentrate on research and get your PhD. You can finish early also. It's not that you have to take 5 years for it. It all depends on the university where you're joining. Shall we move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Okay, so now I'll tell you about the question paper pattern. So in this UGC NET exam, there will be paper 1 and paper 2. Many will be thinking that paper 1 will be one day, paper 2 will be some other day, but that is not true. Both the paper will simultaneously happen on the same day in the same stretch of time of 3 hours. There is paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 consists of 100 marks paper 2 is consists of 200 marks. So paper 1 is a general paper which is same for everyone, and paper 2 depends. Like in the chat box, someone had posted commerce. So for them, paper 2 will be commerce. For others, it can be anything. It can be English literature, it can be political science, it can be management. So there are total 83 subjects in paper 2. So that you have to find which is your subject. Whichever you're doing masters, like if you're doing MCom, Master of Commerce, then you have to do NET in commerce. Your paper 2 will be commerce. If you're an MBA, then your paper 2 will be management. So the total paper consists of 300 marks, but the number of questions are only 150. Each question carries 2 marks. So paper 1, 100 marks, but number of questions you get is 50 you have to answer. It will assess. So paper 1 is all about teaching and research aptitude. It is primarily designed to test what is your reasoning ability, your reading comprehension, your divergent thinking, your general awareness of the candidate. All these things are designed in such a way that, this entire paper 1 is such that you can become a very good teacher. There are so many techniques of teaching, how to understand a student. Even about research also, there's so much basics is there in this paper 1. So that after you join as an assistant professor also, you can carry on your PhD and research easily. Paper 2 is discipline specific based on your subject. Like if it is commerce or whatever, the marks is 100 questions. So paper 2 has more weightage. This will be based on the subject selected by the candidate. And so there will be paper 1 and paper 2 exam at the same time. You have to answer 150 questions in 180 minutes. That is in 3 hours. There will not be any break. It will be continuous. 3 hours. It's your wish. First you can answer paper 1, then you can go to paper 2. Like that you can switch it over also, or you can finish paper 1 and go. Anyhow, finally in 3 hours, after 3 hours are over only, you can submit your paper. All the questions are compulsory. So did you get clarity about this? What the question paper pattern? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll move forward. I've just put a link of paper 1 syllabus. I'll go through this also. So I have just put in paper 1, there are 10 different units. There are 10 different units in paper 1. I'm showing this in detail because paper 1 is common for everyone. So paper 1, these are the subject names. The name of this paper is General Paper on Teaching and Research Aptitude. The first unit is all about teaching aptitude. Second unit is research aptitude. Third unit is comprehension. Fourth unit is communication. Fifth unit is mathematical reasoning and aptitude. Sixth unit is logical reasoning. Seventh unit is data interpretation. Eighth unit is ICT, information and communication technology. And ninth unit is people, development and environment. And 10th unit is higher education system. So these are the units which you're going to have in paper 1. You can go and see the detailed syllabus also. Just go to Google and type UGC NET syllabus and you'll easily find like this. I'll just take you to that page. If you just type UGC NET syllabus, you'll get like this page. If you go to this page, you can see that you can easily download the entire syllabus from here. General paper is at number 0. Then these are the various different subjects. So for example, if I click on this general paper and if I download, I'll get the entire syllabus of paper 1. That under teaching aptitude, what and all we have to study. So under unit 1, teaching aptitude, there are so many things, concepts, levels of teaching, learners' characteristics. The syllabus is designed in such a way that it will help you to become a very good teacher when you go and become assistant professor after clearing this exam. The unit 2 research aptitude, you have types of research, positivism, post-positivism, all these things. Then there is comprehension. Comprehension is one passage will be given, based on that you have to answer. For next one, communication, where there are different types of communication, mass media. You can go through this in detail. I'll share this syllabus with you. Then we have mathematical reasoning, aptitude, English number series, codes, logical reasoning. Logical reasoning, it is little kind of different topic. Many feel it as difficult. But once you understand this, it's very easy to score from this logical reasoning. Usually that Indian logic, there's one topic where there are pramanas, like Sanskrit words and all. So, but once if you study and understand it, it's very easy to get marks out of this unit. Since there are 10 units, so from each unit, you will be getting 5 questions. So total 50 questions. So from each unit, from logical reasoning also 5 questions will be asked. From data interpretation, next data interpretation, they can give any bar graph or any pie chart table. Based on that, questions will be given. So 5 questions from each unit. ICT. And people development environment is all about environment, various acts, issues. So in this unit, usually they ask more of current affairs about whatever is the current government plan of how much solar energy they're going to produce. So 5 questions will be asked. From this also they can ask what are the SDGs, there are so many sustainable development goals and higher educational system. So from this also, usually current affair questions are asked. So from these last 2 units, higher education and people development environment, there is more chance that whatever any current new government scheme is launched, from that itself, questions will be asked. So you can go through, this is a detailed syllabus. If you cover each and every topic from this, it's more than enough. But don't think, many of them feel that, no, this one research aptitude, this unit is difficult, I will leave this unit. But if you do that, sometimes very easy question will be asked from that unit itself, where you will lose. So never think of leaving any unit. Take each and every unit. 10 units means all the 10 units, study thoroughly. Don't leave any unit, because maybe they may ask any current affair, new question, or a very different question which is difficult to answer. So at least if you study all these things, all the 10 units in detail, then it's easy. Okay. You want me to go more in detail in this, or shall I continue?
I think you can continue, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so these are the various subjects which are common for everyone, paper 1, and I showed you the detailed syllabus also. I'll share it, you can go through. And now I told about paper 2, there are actually 83 plus subjects available for paper 2, which is discipline specific. It depends on whatever masters, whatever you have done in your PG. So there are so many things you can do in economics. So these are the list of subjects. There is economics, public, political science, philosophy, psychology, history, anthropology. So these are the various subjects available for UGC NET exam. So now, as in chat box you had posted commerce, just for an example, I have also put the syllabus of paper 2 commerce as well. So, paper 2 commerce will also have 10 units. And as I told you, paper 2 has more weightage. 10 units. From each unit, 10 questions will be asked. So total 100 questions. 100 questions into 2, that is, each carries 2 marks. It will be for 200 marks. The first unit is business environment and international business. It all depends on your PG subjects. Like, if obviously if you are still pursuing your MCOM itself, you are in first semester, second semester, and now going to third semester, you are eligible to write this NET JRF exam. That is the best time, because so many of your PG subjects are directly there in this paper 2, like international business, which is one of the subjects in MCOM. So while studying that itself, it will help a lot in NET, accounting and auditing. Then there is business economics, there is business finance, business statistics and research methods, business management and HRM, banking and financial institutions, marketing management, legal aspects of business, income tax and corporate tax planning. Many of them are from your UG as well. If you have studied income tax and all in BCom, obviously there is income tax. So it's just like you have to go through and study the entire thing of your UG and PG, but you have to have a very deep understanding of each and every concept. So these are the units in paper 2 commerce. And this detailed syllabus also I'll share with you. I'll not discuss here because many will be from different disciplines. Okay, so now what are the keys to crack UGC in the first attempt? See, first one is hard work, which you all know. Many people feel that no, it's just easy. I'll just go through little and I'll just give an attempt and maybe by chance I will clear it. But how many ever I have seen, that's not true. Actually, you have to work hard for it. You have to study the entire syllabus in detail with understanding, not that just mugging up. Because the questions will be application based questions, you have to go in detail. See, it's not that, okay. Next one is discipline. You have to be disciplined to yourself. No one can force you. You are a PG student. You want to do something. So this is the thing which is the first step towards your success of becoming an assistant professor. So you have to be self-disciplined and have a consistency. Consistently, you have to study continuously, daily this many hours. So one day only I'll study everything, then 1 month I'll not study. Then it's not going to happen. If these 3 things are hand in hand, then no one can stop you from cracking this UGC NET exam. Hard work, discipline, and consistency. Okay. I think you all are waiting about this itself, what strategy I used and all. So I'll tell you, basically I started early itself. When I was doing my MCOM, in 2021 when I enrolled. So at that time itself, I had the clarity that luckily I got to know that, many people, that's also a problem. They are not aware itself. They are very interested in, passionate in teaching. They want to get in teaching. They finish their masters and later they realize that they have to even clear UGC NET exam also. But luckily I knew it before itself. During the time I enrolled for MCOM in my first semester itself, I had started preparing for this NET exam. So that is the one thing which helped me a lot. Because I just started from the early stage itself, and during that time, since there was a second wave of COVID and all, the exam got postponed many times. And in the 1.5 year, the exam was just conducted very late. In 2022, it was conducted. So I studied continuously. I did not lose hope, and I did a lot of revisions also. I studied each and every unit in detail, with proper understanding. And I made my own notes also. So you'll be thinking from where did I study? There are various books also available, which you can search based on your convenience. I did self-study itself. I studied from various different books, I did not study only from one book. Like this is, maybe there are various books in market. If you go and ask UGC NET book, one general paper, one book, and of any author, and paper 2 book also. If you ask, you will get it. But in that, information will be limited. For example, if I wanted to study HRM and all, then there is one HRM in paper 2 that I studied from Rosie Joshi, the Shashi Gupta, that book. For FM, there was financial management. I used a different book. I used Prasanna Chandra. So in this way, whatever topics are there in the syllabus, I referred different books. For income tax and all, I referred had my BCom books. Usually I keep all the books. So I studied. If I don't have also, I borrowed from my friends and all. So in that way, I studied in detail each and every concept, and I made my own notes, like one by one. I was not at all in a hurry that, quickly I'll finish this unit. No. I used to study, I used to make my own notes. I have written one separate book. I have written my handwritten notes I have for each and every unit, the total 20 units also. And I used to do revision also regularly because see, we'll be studying 10 units of paper 1, 10 units of paper 2, which is too much. I know, it is not like less, okay, only this much. So if you don't do revision regularly, definitely it's a natural human tendency, we will forget. So do revision also. That's the thing where notes help me a lot. Because first I studied detail from the textbooks and I made my own notes, handwritten notes. And that notes, it is very easy to revise. It doesn't take much time. And going through your own notes is very easy, and it helps you a lot. And I also watch so many YouTube videos also. From that also, I used to write down. Some topics were difficult to understand also, from that logical reasoning, Indian logic, which is different. In paper 2 also, some were difficult topics. So for that and all, I used to watch YouTube videos so that I want to get a clarity about what is the meaning of that topic. And I used to make notes by seeing those videos itself. And I joined Telegram channels also, where they give so many notes in the form of PDFs, where any kind of detailed questionnaires they give, they share the any mock test and all. So through that, I got connected. And obviously, as I told you, hard work, consistency, discipline, and dedication, because I was not like quickly I'll finish and somehow. My main aim was like I have to understand everything and study properly so that I can clear in the first attempt. In previous year question papers also, as soon as I used to finish like one unit, paper 2 international business, I used to see what all the previous year question papers. It is very important, because if you just go on studying, then you will not get to know that actually how the question is going to be asked in the exam. So once you refer the question papers and all, you will get to know that, yeah, this is what concept I have studied and this is the way in which the question is asked. Maybe I need to, at that moment itself, you'll realize if you're studying from some book and you have a feeling that it is insufficient. When you try to solve the previous year question paper, at that time itself you'll realize that, yes, I have studied this topic, but I'm not able to answer this question because there is limited information in this book. So that is the thing which will trigger that you have to go more in detail. You should have a different book, like that. Whenever you do this, automatically you will realize that how much in detail you have to study. First, you just try to study one topic, take teaching aptitude, then try to solve the previous year questions. Then you yourself will realize that in how much detail you have to study so that you can answer the questions. So this is very, very important. And you can have a group, many people nowadays and all, there are so many distractions, phone, Insta, all these things, anything. So if you have a very group of NET aspirants, so that you can discuss and you can study in groups also, so that you can stay motivated. Alone you don't feel okay. You can make a group and study as well. You can have a WhatsApp group, you can post questions, you can do all those things. And you have to give mock test. Many people don't give mock test, like why to waste time, 3 hours, why should I waste? But actually, it's very important, because Okay, you know everything. You have covered all the 10 units of paper 1. You have covered all the 10 units of paper 2. And now directly you're going and writing the exam. Now that is the time where you will face a problem, because when you there will be a shortage of time. You have to answer 150 questions in just 180 minutes, which is a very, very, very challenging task. So here you have to manage your time properly. For each question only 1 minute you'll have. Little more you can allocate for reading comprehension and all. I had a few of my friends and all. What they used to do is like, they told, no, I did not get time, only I left all so many questions. Why does that happen? Because you don't know, you have not given mock test. You have to match the speed also. Simply, if you leave the questions, if you waste your 20 minutes in, maybe there is in paper 1, they have given one passage. Intentionally, they do. Starting itself, they will give one passage and 5 questions. All this is done intentionally so that there only you waste your 20 minutes like that. So you just waste your 20 minutes entire in the first 5 questions itself in that passage. Then later you'll have no time to attempt those easy questions which you know. So always when you do mock test, you'll get to know that, yeah, already 5 minutes are over. Enough, this passage I have seen. I'm not able to answer. I leave it. I'll just come back to it later. So that is the moment where you have to leave it and move forward, so that with the questions which you know, which you have actually studied, you can at least answer those questions. And if you manage your time properly, only then you can answer all the 150 questions in 180 minutes. So if you do all these things, study in detail, don't be in a hurry to cover the syllabus. You'll not get bored. Seriously, once you get involved, no, then you will not even realize that I have already finished. Just go slowly, only one by one. First unit you complete, second unit, paper 1. Slowly as you finish, no, you yourself will get motivated that yes, it's very interesting, I'm understanding. Don't just study from the point of view that I want to just clear and get it off. Study it from such a mindset that if when I go and become assistant professor, if some student is asking me this question, I should be able to explain him such well. When you'll be able to explain him or her? Only when you know the concept from the scratch, from the basics. So in this way, make your own notes. And I get many texts like, share your notes, share your notes. But you know what? Notes is a very personal thing. Notes is like which you make for yourself. Just imagine I'm studying international business, one topic, theories of international business. In that, maybe first theory is easy for me. I know it. Maybe from before in BCom also I studied, I know. So about that, I'll make very less notes. Then there is some other topic which I don't know. I'll make more notes on that. Next, there can be some easy topic which I know from, I have that knowledge from long back, from my maybe UG. So I'll not make notes of that. So my notes is obviously very personalized to me itself. Whatever I am doubtful or whatever I don't know or what I need to do in detail, I'll make my own notes. So in that way, I always recommend that you all make your own notes, which is the best way to study. That is the best way to revise. Do quick revisions, and solving previous year question papers is also equally important. Can we move forward?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so this is, no, I have just put cutoff of the recency. Cutoff will be changing. This is the cutoff of 2023 year itself, June. Usually the cutoff will be little, it will keep on changing every year. It will not go too high or low. Little changes will definitely be there. This is actually a very long PDF. From that, I have taken a screenshot and put only this one for, I wanted to just show an example of like commerce. If your paper 2 is commerce, then based on the categories, there will be cutoff like this. For example, commerce, unreserved category, the cutoff is, if you get 99.78 percentile only, then you will clear NET and JRF both. If you get that 98.1223%, you will clear only NET. If you want to clear NET and JRF both, you should score 99.78 or more. So in this way, this is the cutoff for commerce, and based on the different category wise, there will be cutoff. But this you will be doubtful about how to calculate this percentile. I'll just tell you in the next slides. Okay, before that, let me tell you what are the exam timings. Usually exam will be in 2 shifts, morning and evening. So morning means it will be 9 to 12 and second shift will be 3 to 6. This all will be mentioned in your hall ticket. And how is the mode of the exam? It will be conducted in CBT mode, computer-based testing. Computer-based testing means online in computer. It will not be a pen and paper mode. How it will be in the sense, how many of you have given any NPTEL exams? Have any one of you given NPTEL exams? It because it is compulsory, for MCOM and all. Or any other courses also? Yes. I'll just check the chat box.
Yeah, we have one person, Namita. She has raised her hands.
Okay, Namita. You want to speak?
Yes, ma'am. A day before yesterday, the NPTEL exam they conducted, I took that. It is compulsory
great.
for us.
Yes, great. So you took the exam. So, however was the exam, in the same way itself, NET exam will also be conducted. Same computer-based testing mode where the paper 1, 50 questions will be displayed. Then next, again for paper 2 itself, 100 questions will be displayed. You can switch, you can do any paper first or total you will get 180 minutes. In that you can you can either solve paper 1 first or paper 2 first, and anyhow you can do it. There's no restriction on that. So the interface is simple. All those instructions will be there in the screen when you go and sit there. You can mark, next you can mark for review also. So it's better that if you are doubtful, you can mark for review. Finally, you have to answer all the questions. Don't leave any questions. Okay. Then these are the, I'm just answering few of the doubts which people will have. Then next one is, how can I select the date and slot? So in this NET exam, you don't have any option of selecting any date or any slot. The computer will, it is allocated by the computer itself randomly, which is required for normalization. So the date, the choice of date and the slots cannot be provided by the candidate. You have to just register for the application, and then when you receive your hall ticket, in that itself, your exam center and all will be mentioned. Yeah, when you fill the application, they'll ask you for your 4 preferences of your location, in which you can put whichever is nearby to you. If you are in Bangalore, or first you can put. So based on your convenience, they'll ask you 4 places. Based on that, anywhere they'll allocate you, and the shift also randomly allocated by you. You cannot decide it. Automatically, it will be done by the computer. And next question is, will there be negative marking for wrong answers? So here we have a positive point. No, there is no negative marking in UGC NET JRF exam. Same like NPTEL also. There is none here. In UGC NET JRF exam also, there is no negative marking. So only I told you that you have to attempt each and every questions. All the 150 questions you have to attempt. Don't leave any question because there is no negative marking. Okay. And in how many subjects this UGC NET JRF exam is conducted? It is conducted in 83 plus subjects. It keeps on increasing also. Okay, now comes what is the marking scheme. So as I told you before itself, paper 150 questions, paper 2 100 questions, each carries 2 marks, so total 300 marks. For each correct response, you will get 2 marks. There is no negative marking at all. If your answer is wrong, also no negative marking. But if you you don't attempt at all, then no marks will be given. To answer any question, you should choose at least, if you want the marks, 2 marks, you have to choose the correct option. At last and all, some questions will be incorrect, some questions will be wrong, one or two, it will happen. At that time, that question will be dropped. It will be dropped. So at that time, whoever have attempted that question, you will get +2 marks. Only if you, those candidates who have attempted that question. This is like a grace marks. So only when before the result is declared itself, they'll release the answer key. Answer keys will be released. At that time, you can check. And +2 marks will be awarded if that answer is dropped. Many have this doubt also. I have done my MCom degree. Now can I appear for NET in management? See, usually as per the notification of UGC, the candidates are advised to appear in the subject of their post-graduation only. Those candidates whose post-graduation is not included in NET subjects, they can appear in related subjects. So this is for rare. So usually if you are MCom graduate, your paper 2 will be commerce. If you have done MBA in your PG, then it will be management. If you have done BA English Literature, then your paper 2 will be English Literature. So in this way, usually you have to appear in that subject itself. Because why this is done? Because next you want to go for teaching. So obviously whatever you have done masters in that specialization itself, you will go for teaching. So in that itself, you have to clear NET. And if you clear NET and JRF both, you will get fellowship. So that when you have fellowship, is that then you will enroll for PhD. For PhD also, obviously, you will do based on your PG specialization itself. So usually whatever is your PG post-graduation in that subject itself, you have to select your paper 2. Usually, maybe once you have cleared you have done MCom, you have cleared UGC NET JRF also in commerce. Now management also you want to attempt, means you can attempt. It's not that you cannot. You can do that also. Okay. Now comes the critical part. What is the criteria for declaration of results? So as per the UGC policy, top 6% only candidates who appear in both the papers and who obtain minimum marks of 40% in aggregate of both the papers will be declared as NET qualified. So now I guess you all will be confused. So if you get just 40%, will you clear NET? The answer is no. If you see, 40% is just like the basic. You have to, if you get at least 40%, then you are just like in the race. Then in that also you have to compete with other papers. Only the top 6% candidates will be awarded NET. For example, if 50,000 people are writing NET exam in commerce subject, so only the top 6%. 6% means only the top 3,000 candidates will be awarded with NET exam. And only the top 1% will be declared as JRF. Means if 50,000 people have written the exam, appeared for the exam, in that only 500 will be declared as they have cleared a NET JRF. So here the competition is not that like how you would have general exams where 40% is like pass in any UG and PG and all 40-45%. If you get, all are pass. However, everyone in your class, 100 people, everyone who get more than 40% are pass. But here it is completely different. For UGC NET, it is not that if you all get 40% you will clear. Here the competition is among the people who write, among the 50,000 people. Whoever is coming at the top 6%, they will clear NET. And in that also who are at the top 1%, they will clear, only they will be declared as they are cleared NET JRF. Okay. Any doubts in this? Okay, I'll move
No,
forward. Yes, please ask.
No, ma'am. No doubt.
Okay, thank you. Now, whom should I contact? So if you have any kind of problem, you're not understanding which subject I should do. So you can, these are the mobile numbers and this is the website and this is the latest this mail ID also where you can contact your issues. Okay, I just want to show this is my net result sheet which I got when I cleared net. I cleared only nets. You can see here that I had applied for JRF and assistant professor, but in result, since my total was 98.82, I qualified for assistant professor only. So, do you think percentage, why I'm showing you this, I want to show you what is the difference between percentage and percentile. And next, I'll show you one more in, this was the 2023 itself. The heading shows you December 22 because that was the batch when the exam was supposed to happen in December 2022, but it happened actually in March 2023 itself. So this was the point where I cleared with 99.78 percentile, I qualified JRF and assistant professor. And you can see that how many people have appeared. Around 48,720, 50,000 you can take approximately. So now percentage and percentile are not same. They both are full different. See, percentage and percentile are very much different. You know, usually in commerce, in some subjects, the results will be in percentage itself. It's easy, you can understand. But in commerce, management, these papers where people are more, and the exam will be in many shifts for many days. Like it will be like morning shift, in one day, two shift, like that, 4 days also exams will be there. So at that time, the set of questions which the candidates get are also different. So whenever like it is happening like this, when the exam is on happening for 4 days in different shifts, at that time the result will usually be, it will be in percentile itself. See, percentile scores are normal. So there is one process, you know, you need not know much. It's like normalization is done. Maybe in one shift the paper was difficult, in one shift the paper was easy. So you will feel that no, she went, that paper was easy, like that. So only to avoid all this, there are so many computerized algorithms who do normalization. If the morning shift paper was easy and evening paper was tough, so at that time, based on that score, automatically the computer will reduce the score and do normalization. So only the score is given in percentile. You know what's the meaning of percentile? It's nothing but, for example, if I have scored 99.7878, it means that I have left behind, means I have left behind 99.78% of people. It means like that. Percentile score says that the percentage of candidates who have scored less than the particular candidate. It means 99.78 people have scored less than my score. 19 out of 48,000 people, 99.78% of people have scored below me. That is also only the meaning of percentile score, and this is the formula in which it is calculated about how many people who appeared, and in this way you need not worry much about this. It's all automatically calculated. But now I know you will have all these questions because I also had all these questions in my mind when I was studying. I did not have anyone to, I found it myself. Now, your doubt will be that the exam is of 150 questions and 300 marks. So, will you get to know how much you got out of 300 marks? The answer is no. You will not get to know. When the result sheet is coming, it will come directly like this. It will just give percentile. Here, nowhere it will be mentioned out of 300 how much you have scored. But there is one method where you should calculate it by yourself. For example, if exam is over, today was the exam, then within 1 month or something, answer key will be released. So whenever the answer keys are released, You know what is the meaning of answer keys release? Actually, they'll release two things. One is whatever questions you got and whatever answer you marked, that also you will get it. You have to go to the website and log in. So whatever you marked, that you will get. And what is the right answer, that also will be given. So now one by one, you have to see each question. It takes a lot of time, but you have to sit there and you should calculate that, yeah, this was the question. I marked this. This is the correct answer. So when answer key is released that day itself, if you spend 1 or 2 hours, you can actually calculate your marks. That out of 300 marks, how much I am getting. So that day itself, before the result is declared, you will get a clarity whether you're going to clear or not. See, these marks which I'm mentioning here, it is not mentioned anywhere. Usually the score everywhere in website and all, they'll always mention in percentile. This is just for your clear understanding. I have put it because these were like marks which I got when I cleared NET. When the answer key was released, I checked all my answers, and in that I got that 90 answers were correct. So I had got to 180 to 200. If your score is 180 to 200 out of 300, then you be sure that you're going to clear NET. And if your score is 200 or 220, if you're getting 200 or 220 out of 300 marks, then you'll be very clear that when answer key is released itself, that you're going to clear NET and clear. So based on this, you can decide. So this score which you get out of 300 will not be mentioned anywhere. You can only calculate yourself when answer key is released. They will itself release what you marked and what is the correct answer. So based on that, you can find out of 300 how much I'm getting. So if your score is around 180, 190, 200, you will clear NET. And if it is 200 or more than 200, anything, 200 or more than 200 also, you will definitely clear NET and JRF. Okay. Finally, last I'll give you a bonus tip. That is, just start early. It's not that after you clear your PG, then you get into teaching, then you realize that, oh, there is an exam called UGC NET JRF exam, I have to clear it. Fine. If due to some circumstances you got the information late also, fine. It's never late to start anything. But if you know that you're passionate in teaching, you want to get into it, so start early itself. Because various PG subjects which you study are almost same which you have in NET also. So start early. And study in depth. Don't be like, no, little only meaning, little I study. Always study in depth by understanding all the concepts. And this is like a mantra. Learn all the concept in such a way that you will teach it to your students when you become lecturers and assistant professors. See, it's such a proud moment, no, when you become an assistant professor in a college. All these subjects are interconnected. Maybe if you're going to teach any international business or anything, everything when you teach, you have to know everything from the base with that much clarity. So if you study itself in such a great way, then definitely you can teach it. So study in such a way that you can teach it in such a great way to your students. And one more thing I'll tell you, that don't depend completely only on previous year question papers. I have seen many who just see that, no, they'll purchase a book where there are 10 years question papers and they study only those, only the question answer without knowing the concept. Like, I don't know what are the theories of international business, but only there's a question answer. That will not help you at all. I'm not telling don't study previous year question papers. First study all the concepts, then study the previous year question papers also. But don't study only previously. Many people will feel like studying only previous year question paper is little easy. Like, okay, but no, that is not the way. Completely avoid it. Don't depend completely only studying the previous year question papers is not going to help you. First, you should be, because the questions won't repeat. This is such a national level exam where you repeated questions will be very less, like out of 150 questions, Rarely 5-6 questions may be repeated from the previous year. It's not that it's going to repeat so that you will study only previous year, but the concept is going to be the same. So if you understand the concept, you can definitely answer whichever question that question asks also. So start early, study as if you are going to teach it when you become assistant professor, study in depth, and don't depend only on previous year question, because and definitely make your own notes. So now the platform is open for any kind of doubts and question answer session.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions related to UGC NET preparation, or if you have any concerns, then the floor is open. You can ask your question.
Yes, if you have any doubts in whatever I have explained, you have not understood, then kindly you can ask any kind of doubts. Percentage, percentile, I hope everything is clear now.
Ma'am, I think I'll start. So I do have a question. Okay. So before that, Prajwal has a question. His question is, Madam, is there any tip for fast track study?
Fast track study.
Yeah.
Fast track in the sense like you want to finish in 1 month. Is it like that, Prajwal? Yes.
Yes. So he is preparing for December.
Okay, you're preparing for December. So now you have November. Okay, 1 month or 1.5 months is itself. So it depends on the status, like how much you have already prepared. So it's not that you cannot, this 1 month also, if you work really hard and if you study day and night, then you can definitely clear. It's not that you cannot. I'll just tell you that, the entire Mahabharata, the war was just fought in 18 days itself. That's such a great war. The entire war, it was fought in 18 days. Then what is this NET JRF exam? Definitely, if you study hard, if you make a proper timetable, I'll just tell you that. Have a proper timetable, dedicate this 1 month completely. If you maybe, I'll assume that you have not even started. So at that time, make a timetable of this 1 month or 40 days. If I keep 40 days also, divide it properly. Timetable, it depends on you, how much ever it is. Give more for paper 1. If you're giving 1 hour, give for paper 2, 2 hours, because it has double weightage. So make a timetable, just I told no, and follow it and consistently do it. Definitely, if you have not even started studying, you can clear it within, if you now in the 40 days also, you can clear it. Yes, Prajwal. I hope I answered your question, Prajwal.
Yeah, yes. Okay, but my question is around availing coaching for UGC NET, because you mentioned that you did self-study, and even I'm a person who believes that self-study is the best thing. And also regarding the notes, I totally echo with you, because half of the messages that I receive from students will be, can you give me notes? And can we have that? So everybody wants to have a ready-to-eat meal, like, yeah, you give me the notes, I'll study. So what's your opinion on this? Like, is coaching necessary, or how good it is to read other notes? Like, I believe few of us here are from law background, and then for us, reading commentaries and other things would be easier when compared to that of the Bare Act. But Bare Act is something which is fundamental to us, and it is very crucial to read it to understand exactly what the provision says about. So, what is your take on this?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Many people ask me this also, that shall I take a coaching, because so many these are available nowadays, online as well as offline. See, it totally depends on you. If you want to take a coaching, you can afford, and you want something to motivate you, you can definitely go for a coaching also. It's your personal choice. It's that there will be something like, it will motivate you to study, that yeah, okay, fine, I have enrolled into this course, so there will be video lectures. See, coaching also, it depends. You want to go offline or online. So if you ask me like this, I suggest go for online. Because in online nowadays, there are so many good, I'll not mention any particular channel, but if you search the web and all, you will get so many channels with reasonable prices they offer video lectures, they give notes, which is very helpful, so that you will be on a track. It's like for some people, no, who are very self-motivated, they can study on their own. For them, coaching is not required. But others, you need some help. Maybe some topics you feel very difficult to understand. Maybe your base was not strong. The college where you studied, you did not get the clarity of the basics itself. Then you can go for a coaching, so that you can understand the concepts from the beginning itself. So you can go for a coaching, and it depends on whatever. I recommend online, because there'll not be wastage of any time. You can study at your own pace, your speed. At home, you can watch the video lectures. There will be live classes also, almost all are offering, and they'll send you the notes also, and they'll cover almost all the topics also. So it depends on you completely. There are some people who enroll into coaching also, they don't take that also seriously. So if you are disciplined, consistent, then no one can stop you. Either you do self-study or you take a coaching. So you can take a coaching also. It's your personal. It depends on what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And notes you asked, ma'am.
Yeah,
so notes is like basically in our subjects, like usually where it is like commerce, management, English literature and all. Here it is like, as I told you, notes is like full personalized for me itself, based on what I know. I'll not write it quite much. What maybe I am very clear about the topic from my school time. So that topic I'll not write. So it is for me. So better make your own notes, so that later when you go through, revision is very, very important. As I told you, there are 10 units in paper 1, 10 units in paper 2. So if you have a notes only, you can do regular revision, because always it is not possible for you to study the entire book which you took. So if you make a notes, that's more than enough for your revision.
Yeah. And second and last question. So now
Please.
this is all about multiple choice questions.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
here, I believe even for the other specialization also, the dates, years, and certain specific names, like who is the father of this particular school, sociological school. So these questions are like very specific, and they have a very, very crystal clear answer, and it is very difficult to remember things. So what is a strategy that you had followed to specifically remember the dates, names, without confusing?
Yes.
And that also, it should click your mind within that 60 seconds.
Yes, exactly. Actually, very good question. I made many acronyms also.
Okay.
Acronyms is like a kind of short forms. Just take paper 1, which is common for all. In that, there is one unit, people, development and environment. In that, there are 17 goals, sustainable development goals, like 1 to 17 it is there, and it is in that particular order itself we should know. Sometimes they'll ask. So what I used to do is, I used to make stories also. Like the first goal is like elevation of SDGs, elevation of poverty. Second one is clean water. Third one is, so I used to make a story like this, like first goal is poverty. So there was one girl who was very poor. Then second one is like, okay, clean water. So she used to get water from the well. So in that way, that stories we all usually remember very well. So
True.
based on that, I used to write in my notes. The left side, I used to write the 17 goals. This side, I used to make one small story. And in that way, I used to remember that first goal is this, because in exam, they'll ask like that. Third, which is the fifth goal, which is the eighth sustainable development. Like this, many acronym stories I used to make and study.
I think this would be really helpful because
Yes,
I can speak for the people who are writing the exam in law subject, because we do have a lot of names, a lot of dates, and also specific sections. So it's
Yes,
like we have to literally be on top of it, and having those things embedded in our memory is a quite challenging task.
Yes, ma'am. So make acronyms and continuous revision. If you do, make a story on yourself. If you're not getting, go to YouTube. We are so lucky. We have so many things. You will get so many things over there. So stay connected and definitely you will figure it out.
Sure. Yeah. Any more questions or any suggestions regarding the session, or any Thanksgiving? Yeah, we have a message from Fiza Banu. Thank you. Very informative.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry. Yeah, so if there are, I believe there are no more questions. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really informative. I personally learned a lot about percentage, percentile, and the study methods, and it was really good. And the way you connected the dots to everything was beyond words. Like, thank you so much for the session. Thank you so much for the time and the efforts that you have put to speak to this quorum was very much evident. You had like, I don't think, I believe the people are silent because you have almost covered everything. So when they had any doubt, they could have asked. So before they could raise that, it was answered. Thank you so much. It was indeed our pleasure to end this week of ours, or I could positively say start our next week with this wonderful session on UGC NET. And I believe it is a booster for all the people who are preparing for UGC NET. And yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, from the bottom of our heart, on behalf of me personally, Indian Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies, and also all the members who are present here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Even I wholeheartedly thank all the participants and the entire team from Indian Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies. Thank you so much for giving me such a great opportunity and a platform to share my knowledge and experience of UGC NET JRF exam. I feel at least something might have helped you, and definitely I wish you
everything has helped, ma'am. Not something, everything. Literally everything that you said is of really great help.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And all my participants, I wish you all the best. Definitely, if you have any doubts, you can get back to me. I just have my, this is my contact number and mail ID. If you have any more queries, you can definitely ask. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and all the best for the upcoming examination in December 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.